Is Malaysia or the Philippines better for retirees on a budget? In this video we ask the question, which country is better for retirees on a budget? We will talk about how they compare, looking at 12 different things which will be of interest to expats and retirees. 1. Cost of living. In Malaysia you can live on $500 to $750 per month. How much you spend really depends on which city you stay in and how much you spend on entertainment and eating out in restaurants every month. Costs of living in the Philippines range from about $500 to $650 for one person per month. Our cost of living estimates includes only the cheapest food, rent and local transportation. It does not include medical insurance or any other expenses. If you want to reduce your monthly costs, you need to locate to smaller towns away from the main tourist areas, where food and accommodation will be cheaper. The cost of living in the Philippines is slightly cheaper than Malaysia. 2. Food choices. Malaysia has far more variety of food than the Philippines due to the cultural diversity of the population. You will find family restaurants in every city of Malaysia where you can find traditional dishes of Malay, Indian and Chinese cuisines. For local traditional dishes you will pay around $1.75 per meal. In the Philippines the local traditional restaurants are a little cheaper at about $1.50 per meal, but you won't see as much cultural variety in the dishes. If you wish to eat at more expensive international restaurants, prices range from $4 to $6 per dish. For vegetarians, Malaysia is a clear winner because both the Indian and Chinese cultures have traditional vegetarian choices. 3. Healthcare. Malaysia is the clear winner with regards to healthcare, with better health facilities overall. The care is better in the larger cities of both Malaysia and the Philippines than you will experience in the smaller towns. The Philippines has a public health insurance option for expats and locals called PhilHealth. PhilHealth costs about $375 per year for expats. You can get private health insurance quotes online for both countries by googling Best Expat Health Insurance in Malaysia or Best Expat Health Insurance in the Philippines. 4. Finding love. Malaysia is better for finding long-term love if you want to travel with your partner outside their home country. Malaysians can go to 178 countries without obtaining a visa in advance, whereas Filipinos must get a visa in advance for all but 67 countries. However, if you do not intend travelling, Filipino girls could be a better choice for you. Because of the GDP in the Philippines of $9,000 per year is much lower than in Malaysia where it is $30,000 per year, you may be perceived to be richer and more desirable to the girls of the Philippines even if you are on a small budget. 5. Diversity and beauty of nature. The Philippines has a big advantage if spectacular nature is your thing. There are over 7,000 islands there, many with striking white sandy beaches, fringed with palm trees where there are world-class snorkeling and diving opportunities. Plus there are mountains and waterfalls. However, Malaysia also has its share of natural beauty. There are beautiful natural parks, highlands and the third largest island in the world, Borneo. The reason the Philippines wins the natural beauty comparison is that no matter where you are in the Philippines, you are almost never more than a 60-minute ferry ride from one of these beautiful islands. 6. Speaking English. In both Malaysia and the Philippines, you will find more English speakers in the cities than in the countryside. In the markets of both the Philippines and Malaysia, most people are able to negotiate prices in English except in the smallest towns and villages. 7. Visa requirements. Both the Philippines and Malaysia offer retirement visa programs requiring you to deposit large sums in local banks. But many foreigners can stay in the Philippines for up to 36 months without getting a retirement visa or making a large deposit. After 36 months you have to exit and then re-enter the Philippines and start the 36-month process all over again. In Malaysia you can do a visa run every 3 months. If you stay in another country, on your return to Malaysia they will stamp your passport for a 90-day stay on re-entry. 8. Expats. In Malaysia, most expats seem to be resident in Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Malacca. However, expats are everywhere in the Philippines. If you like the company of other expats, the Philippines could be a good choice for you. However, if you prefer seeing fewer expats as you travel throughout the country, then Malaysia may be a better choice for you. 9. Personal safety. Malaysia statistically is safer. It also feels safer as you travel around the country. Malaysia has 2.11 murders per 100,000 people, while the Philippines has 6.46 murders per 100,000 people. 10. Location as a travel hub. If you like to travel as an expat or retiree, then the country you locate in could be an important factor. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia is one of the best travel hubs in the world. That is because it is geographically situated close to other parts of Southeast Asia, India, the Middle East, Europe and Africa. The Philippines, however, is closer to the United States and South America. Flights to Sydney, Australia are about the same from either Manila or Kuala Lumpur. 11. Public transport options. You can get around using public transport in both countries without the need to buy a car. In Malaysia, the systems and vehicles are in general more modern. Malaysia has more regular scheduled buses running between the major cities of Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Malacca. Kuala Lumpur also has a modern above-ground commuter rail system. Malaysia has better online resources to help you figure out how to use the bus and rail systems. The capital of the Philippines, Manila, has a light rail transit system together with buses and jeepneys and a commuter rail system. The smaller cities in the Philippines have buses, three-wheel tricycles and jeepneys. To get between the islands in the Philippines, you can use ferries or fly to the more distant islands. 11. Internet cost and speed. The internet is world-class throughout much of Malaysia. The Philippines, however, still struggles with internet speed and bandwidth, but it is getting better. 12. Alcohol cost and availability. Alcohol is cheap and widely available in the Philippines and includes both local and international brands. This is not the case in Malaysia. Because Malaysia is a Muslim country, alcohol is highly taxed, so the prices are more expensive than in the Philippines. It is also only available at certain times and places. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this content, please like, comment and please subscribe.